The practice is to not identify with anything that comes from your mind. And when attention expands, then the thought will be noticed the moment it arises. Attention will be focused on the mind's content. There will no longer be identification with any thought. Thoughts seen as thought, as an illusion, as emptiness. Thought has no power. It can only think. What can it do besides thinking? Nothing else. There's no power in thoughts. Everything just happens, and the mind projects its understanding onto what is. It can only think because the mind itself is thinking. In observation, you'll notice that thoughts, they're so chaotic, and you just can't control them. They appear on their own, they disappear on their own. You'll be able to notice how a thought appeared, then vanished, and you'll experience such a boundless emptiness, such an empty space. Then the thought will appear again and vanish again. But this gap, it is going to expand. And you will sense this background where everything arises and then fades away. You will start to notice that presence precedes each and every single thought. It's always there. A thought can vanish, but this background always remains. And when you observe a thought, you are no longer identified with it. So you basically start to observe it, like looking at it as if it were some kind of object. So there will be some kind of distance, a space for observing the thought. And the benefit is that during observation, this space will keep expanding, and the distance between your thoughts will keep growing. You must try to notice the very moment when you start thinking of yourself as being someone indeed. Every thought is a limit, every thought is a narrowing. It's like you're constantly entering some kind of trance. When you notice this, you're stepping out of the trance. You need to find the source of all delusions. The very root of all these ideas is the I. That is to say, the triple link is instantly the I itself. Meaning, I am this body, the second link is my thought. So I am the one who is thinking it. My thought, I think it, I create it. The third is that I do everything, so the doer appears, all three of them, but I feel it, I live it. That is exactly where the root of the illusion lies, and you are immediately pulled into this story. And so, onto this initial idea, all other ideas are layered. If you've seen it, if you've noticed the identification with thought, you've already become the observer, you've already gone beyond the thought. It no longer owns you, you're no longer that thought. Let's look at thoughts. A thought appeared and I'm miserable. And you believe this thought merged with this thought and became this thought. An instant identification occurred. Yes, I'm the miserable one. And you can notice how the mind starts tossing up reasons as to why you became miserable. Another thought starts coming in, thought after thought. I'm miserable because they don't accept me. Then the next thought might come. I'm miserable because I'm poor. I'm miserable because I'm not like everyone else. I'm miserable because I haven't achieved anything. I'm miserable because no one understands me, and so on. They'll throw 100 reasons at you to make you feel it. and you can notice how the mind dictates the reasons why you should feel unhappy. You believe this thought, you connect with it, and you start to experience it all yourself. So basically, a thought appears, then an emotion, and then a sensation. It ends up being this constant merging with the thought. A thought pops up. And when you believe this thought, you first start believing that this thought is actually yours. You merge with it, you become this thought, then you start to really feel it. And then you start to live it all through. Below, a link to a practice for disidentifying from your thoughts will be provided to you. When you observe your thoughts, they no longer affect you. Within observation, all thoughts disappear. It always imposes its very own understanding only after something has already taken place. All of the thoughts about someone, yourself or others, all of the conclusions, they always happen only after a certain situation has already actually taken place. They happen only after the event has already taken place. It always splits off some tiny little piece from the whole picture. It always exaggerates everything. And it is never the whole picture of vision. This feeling is there, it always exists. It always precedes all experiences. For instance, if you ask how you hear, it's already included in your perception. Hearing is there, listening is there, but the listener is not present at all. At first there is listening, and then a thought appears, this triple connection that I am this body, so then it's me. The one who hears, this is my thought, and this is what I feel and experience. It's an instant appropriation, an instant false knowledge of self. But before that thought appeared, this hearing was already there. Any thoughts, any sensations, any feelings, emotions, they are not yours. You are observing them, you're prior to all experiences. How do you hear? What are you doing to make it happen? It's already on. First, there is that which hears, meaning this is the sensation that is already prior to all experiences. Then only thoughts appear. It's me hearing in this triple bond. It happens, everything you experience is translated into the language of thoughts.